Good afternoon from the home of Hell Track, Northwest Calgary, Alberta. Well, it's not done. I know freaking 4 videos on one bike should be plenty, right? But as we perfect things, we come up with imperfections. So you can see the paint had a clear coat on it that made it look really dingy and never clear, almost like it sat out in the rain. And it never shined, and I took orange wipes and I wiped and wiped and wiped and wiped and wiped until that outer clear coat that was applied years ago came off. It peeled off and was wiped off with a hot rag and those orange wipes. And then I found the really badly scratched spots because this side was so bad. I'm just shocked it came out this well. It was so badly scratched and rusted that when I cleaned it all, I took all the bare metal spots on a rag with isopropyl and I wiped the bare metal. And then I tried using paint. Put paint in a cup and roll it on and dab it in with the Q-tip. Yeah, there's the worst damage on the bike. Wipe it in with the Q-tip. The problem is with paint in the light, it almost looked gray against this old black. So I used her black #1 nail polish. And as the light shines on it, I honestly, unless you look really carefully, you cannot see where it is. So it doesn't look stupid. Because black can be very hard to color match in that respect. But as I rubbed and picked and peeled and got all that off, we couldn't get it off the decal. And now they look really kind of crappy. But I'm lucky that these decals are really very easy to find, very common. And I'm gonna get a set of these fresh decals because they're not really worth anything. Again, this is my bike. I wanted to keep the original paint on it. And you know, oh, there's my knee again. Every time, huh? I'd like to think it came out really good. I put a lot of effort. I mean, my wife saw me in front of a television for like 6 hours one day, just rubbing and picking and rubbing and picking. And once I was done, I applied that nail polish. And as you apply that nail polish, it looked really bumpy in spots because it wasn't a runny texture like paint that filled it in and you can see it nice and shines well. It was not like that. So what I had to do is I had to wait till it was semi-cured. And I took that same rag that I cleaned with and I got it damp with isopropyl, and I quite quickly rubbed down the seat stays and the chain stays, and it evened the consistency out. And I have not waxed this yet. I will. I can't find my damn wax, but I will wax this. I'll wax the hell out of it after I pick the decals off once the new decals are ordered. And I honestly need a little bit taller bars, just a couple inches taller for comfort. As well as, yeah, I'll have some GT deep socket pegs my friend here in town is going to give me. But I was really appreciative of my friend from West Virginia sending these cables all the way to Alberta, just saying, hey, what do you got going on your ride right now, bro? And I just said, hey, I just couldn't afford the gyro right now. And I wasn't going to get colored cables, but I liked them. I just couldn't find them. And he had these in his shit. What a guy, man. Like, really awesome community, the BMX community. On the mid-school BMX Facebook page there. Sure, there's some jerks that always talk, but it's always the guys that don't have a bike. You know, I'm not going to stack my bike up to no one else's because this is just a 97 Performer. This ain't worth nothing, man. I know there's a lot of guys out there that will try to sell this off like it's something that it ain't, but I'm not that guy. Hopefully when I die, somebody who really appreciates it gets it, and when I'm dead and gone, someone else will be riding this thing around looking exactly like it did in 1997, with the exception of a couple things. Like, I mean, why don't you run a 3-piece crank? I'm like, I don't want to. I really like the 1-piece crank, and I didn't run a 3-piece crank back in the day. Couldn't afford it. But now I got all the stuff I need, with the exception of if I had a set of sealed Mohawk 48s, and specifically Sun BFR 48s. That would actually be about what I always wanted. But either way, fellas, thanks for bearing with me. And I know 4 videos on 197 Performer is a little excessive, but next time you see it, it's going to have the pegs and it'll have some fresh decals and maybe even some bars, just a couple inches taller. I've been thinking of those classic 4-piece bars. I know I already got 2 other bikes that have those, but I don't have any of them in chrome, so we'll go that route. And I should have handlebars here pretty quick for my wife's VFR. I've decided I'm gonna go with the Conway bars. They look similar to the old ones, but they're very tall. She wants a tall bar just for comfort alone. I'm gonna be the man to give it to her. Wink, nudge. Stay rad, everybody.